black-eyed children. In the late 1990s, stories began popping up around the world. People were being visited by strange children who knocked on their doors at night. At first, everything seemed normal. The kids looked like normal kids. But when these strangers looked up, they saw something that made them wish they hadn't. Their eyes were completely black, bottomless pits of darkness. Some say they saw these children at night, standing outside their window, their faces pale, their eyes glowing red. Others say they heard scratching at their door, a tiny trick or treat, voice that didn't match the horrifying sight before them. One man in Texas was awoken in the middle of the night by what sounded like a knock on his front door. It was well past midnight. He wasn't expecting any visitors. He sat up in bed, listened intently. There it was again, a knock, then a small, hesitant voice. "Please, let us in. We need a ride." The man cautiously made his way downstairs. His heart pounded in his chest. Or was it some kid seeking shelter from the rain? A trick-or-treater? Who would be out at this hour? He crept to the peephole and looked out. What he saw made him slam the door and bolt it shut. Standing on his porch were two children, no older than 8 or 9. They were soaked to the bone, their clothes clinging to their thin frames. Their hair was matted and wild, their faces pale in the moonlight. And then he saw their eyes. They were completely black, bottomless pits that seemed to stare back at him. The man instantly felt a wave of dread wash over him, a primal fear that he couldn't shake. Their voices were flat, emotionless as they continued to knock. "Please, let us in. We need a ride." Something in their tone, perhaps a slight sing-song cadence, told him these were no ordinary kids. Still, he hesitated. Was this some kind of sick joke? A prank call gone wrong? He couldn't bring himself to open the door. What if it was a setup? What if he was opening his home to danger? The knocking grew more insistent, more demanding. "Let us in, please. We need your help." After what felt like an eternity, the noise outside the door abruptly stopped. Silence descended, heavy and thick, broken only by the pounding of his heart. The man waited, listening intently, but there was nothing. No whispers, no pleas, just silence. Fearing the worst, he crept back to the peephole and peered out. The children were gone. He cautiously opened the door, stepped out into the night, but they had vanished without a trace. The next morning, the man awoke to the flashing lights and the buzz of police activity. He learned that his neighbors, the family of 4 who lived next door, had been found dead in their home. There were no signs of struggle, no forced entry, no indication of what could have happened. The case was eventually ruled as a possible drug overdose, but the man never believed that. He knew deep down that those emotionless eyes staring back at him through the peephole had something to do with it. To this day, he keeps his doors locked at night, haunted by the memory of those black-eyed children. Some say if you see them, you should run. If you lock your doors and windows, they'll move on to the next house. But others say if you must interact, don't turn your back. Whatever you do, don't look away. Keep your eyes on them at all times. And whatever you do, don't let them in. Because once they step foot inside your home, they won't just take your life, they'll take your soul. And if you want to hear more scary stories, follow for one horror story every night.